Most people think this problem is easy, and that is exactly why they get it wrong. So we have 8 minus 2 parentheses, 8 minus 2, close parentheses. So the second 8 minus 2 is inside a parentheses, and we have steps to solve this whole equation and get the answer. So here, what most people do is fall into a trap. They start the operation directly, and they don't know any order or priority. So they start by just subtracting 2 from 8. So 8 minus 2 is 6, and 8 minus 2 is also 6. So 6 times 6 is equal to 36. So they get this answer, which is wrong. And this is obviously not the answer. And some people solve the same question differently. These people are better than the last ones. And they know that parentheses are the first thing to solve in math. They understand the concept and start by solving 8 minus 2 inside the parentheses. So 8 minus 2 is 6. And 8 minus 2, once again, is 6. 6 times 6 is equal to 36. It is a similar answer to the last one, but they understand the logic a little bit. And still, they made a mistake. And this is actually not the right way to do it. And this is not the correct answer. So I am going to show you why this is not the correct way. And I will show you the correct way to do it, so you do not get these types of questions wrong ever again. So when we come to these kinds of operations, we have to remember one rule. The rule is the order of operations. And it tells us which order to follow in order to solve math equations consistently. So that order states that the first thing we should solve is parentheses, or groups. So we have to solve parentheses or brackets. These kinds of brackets, or these fancy curvy-looking brackets. These are also brackets and parentheses, and these are called groups. So we have to solve these first. So the first priority is P, which means parentheses. And the second priority to solve is exponents. Exponents, or powers. Powers are the numbers written right on top of another number. So if we say 2 to the power of 3, or 2 cubed, we are referring to 2 times 2 times 2. So the number is multiplied by itself the power number of times. So if we say 2 to the power of 4, we are referring to 2 multiplied by itself 4 times. So that is what we are referring to, and exponents are the second thing we should solve. The third thing we should solve is multiplication and division. These are the third priority. So we have to solve whichever comes first from left to right. Multiplication and division are equal in priority, meaning we have to solve them whichever comes first. And the last is addition and subtraction. So we have to solve addition and subtraction at last. Like multiplication and division, we have to solve addition and subtraction whichever comes first from left to right. So the same logic applies to addition and subtraction as well.
So students remember this by the acronym PEMDAS. So what does this refer to? Well, P stands for parentheses, E stands for exponent, M stands for multiplication, D stands for division, A for addition, and S for subtraction. So this is the easiest way to remember the order of operations, and the letters are put according to their priority. So parentheses is the first priority, exponent is the second priority. The thing you need to notice here is that multiplication and division have the same priority, so keep that in your mind. And as well as addition and subtraction have the same priority. So that is the idea, and this is how people remember the order of operations. So when we come to our problem and apply this rule, first we have to solve the parentheses. So after we solve the parentheses, 8 minus 2 becomes 6. So now we have 8 minus 2 times 6. since there is no other operation inside the parentheses, we take 6 out of the parentheses. So 8 minus 2 times 6 is going to be the equation.
So here is where most people make the mistake. They subtract 2 from 8, which violates the rule of the order of operations. Like I showed you, multiplication has a higher priority than subtraction, right? Meaning we have to solve all multiplication and division before we move to addition or subtraction. So in this case, the first thing we need to solve is 2 times 6. And then the product of 2 times 6 is going to be the number we subtract. So here we have 2 times 6, which is 12. And 8 minus 12 is equal to -4. So this is actually the final answer. So if you got this right from the start, I want to congratulate you. You clearly understand the order of operations, and that puts you ahead of most people. And if you did not get it right, that is completely okay. That is exactly why this video exists. Now you know the rule, now you know the order, and now you will never get this kind of question wrong again. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to see similar math problems like this one. I will see you in the next video.